Hi, I'm Sharon. Welcome to my channel and to part 10 of my current creative journaling series. This video is the last in my introductory series, and in it I'll be looking at the other types of journals I create, that is themed books. These types of books or journals are not a consistent part of my journaling or art practice, but something I dip into every now and then. All of these on the table are at various stages of completion, and they've been on the go for at least 12 months, some years. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on each one or we'd be here forever, but I just wanted to give you a quick look at my process, the types of materials, the format I use, the storage of supplies, that sort of thing. If you're interested in having more of a close-up look at any of them, let me know in the comments and I'll see what I can do. I can also film some pages in process on and off as I move forward with my channel, if that's what you would like me to do. This first one is about 7 or 8 years old. I made it with an altered book cover, and I painted up large sheets of cartridge paper in various colours, multiple colours, and I stitched them into the spine. I've then gone through and I've added little bits of collage, mainly jelly printed or painted papers, and then I've added a word or two to each page and some quotes that I've written out in my handwriting. The quotes go with the word. I may feel inclined one day to add more to the pages, but at the moment it just sits on a display shelf. This next one is my nature and garden inspired journal, and I've called it Finished, and it also sits on a display shelf. This one was made from altered book cover of an old gardening encyclopedia, although I added a much larger spine. I have a flip through of this on my channel, which I'll link for you if you want to take a look at it, so I won't spend much time on it here. So these last three are currently ongoing. This one I call my Buddha journal. The altered covers are from an old fiction book. It was already gold. I just added the textured spiral and the mounted Buddha image. The spine has a strip of canvas to strengthen it. The pages inside are fairly typical of my journaling in that they're really random bits and pieces. Jelly printed pages, scrapbooking pages. A lot of the images I'm using are out of an Australian Wellbeing magazine, which I enjoy the articles and really love some of the images that are in it. So this book or journal is my happy spiritual place. Everything going into it is happy, inspirational, motivating, and I find really joyful to look at and work in. It also has some calendar pages. It's just all the things that I have a passion for and just make me happy. This one is my Alchemy Journal. It was originally inspired by these Stamperia papers, scrapbooking papers. And I've also added brown paper pages, some tea-dyed pages. I haven't done very much in this one at all yet. Some tags. But it was really a way to use, well, or an excuse to buy and use the Stamperia papers that I absolutely fell in love with. They're very cosmic, which is one of my interests. And again, just something I love looking at. It's a bit of a departure from my usual bright and colourful and has more of an antique feel. But I'm sure pops of colour will appear as I go along. So this one is actually made I made the cover completely from scratch, and it has a textured finish. Last but not least is my Australian field notes. I made the cover from scratch also with this one. It has another one. It's another one that has a textured leather look to it, and that's very easily done with crumpled up brown paper or tissue paper, glued down so it crumples, and then doing some dry brushing with the gold to bring out, to highlight the texture. I've also used this beautiful William Morris printed paper on the cover that says Australia to me. This little book was also inspired by a Stamperia paper pack. This Nature Arcana. And some tea-dyed papers. But I'm going to have it focus on Australian flora and fauna, which I absolutely adore. My plan is to add different images of plants and animals on the pages with notes about them, so it has that botanist field diary feel to it. Very earthy, greens, browns. I haven't done very much in this past putting the actual book together, but it's there when I feel inspired to work in it. And I also have this one with a maritime theme. So far I've only got the cover done, and I've started collecting bits and pieces. Another scrapbooking paper pack with a maritime theme, and this one I'll be putting in prints of old world maps, which I love, and just lots of sea themed images. So that was a quick look at my themed journals. The other idea I wanted to show you in this video was the storage system that I use for these kind of projects. I use a lot of these plastic box files, which I found quite cheaply in a large Japanese store we have in the city called Daiso. I haven't actually researched other places to get them, but I'm sure they're around. And what I love about these is that they're a nice size for working with, and you can sit them inside each other, and then I've got a tray to work out of, and inside them I'm just tossing everything that could relate to that particular book. Like in this one, I've started a collection of Australian animals. I've started my cutting out Australian animals. I've got some tags and some other bits and pieces that I might like to use throughout the book. And so on. This one's for the Alchemy. This one's for my Buddha journal. And again, just lots of images, magazine cuttings that would really go, I really feel go with that Buddha journal theme. So I have one of these for every project, and when the book's finished, whatever's left over, because I won't necessarily use all of the pieces in the book, but when the project's finished, whatever's left over gets absorbed into my larger stash. Anyway, we come to the close of this current journaling series. I hope it's been inspiring and helpful in opening up some different ways of looking at your creative journaling practice. My goal was to show you that creative journaling can be anything you want it to be, and I hope I've achieved that for you. Most importantly, remember there's no rules. Take bits and pieces of ideas and run off with them in your own direction. Be eclectic. It's okay to have more than one creative journaling practice. My art and journaling are eclectic in the same way I'm eclectic in my tastes and interests. Having all these different types of journaling keeps me interested, keeps me inspired and motivated. And I keep things fluid and flowing between them, which helps spark new ideas to avoid getting stuck in a creative rut. Next week I have the first of 2 videos on jelly printing, which is a wonderful way of printing up papers to use as journal pages, and also to make your own stack of personal collage papers. So until next time, thanks for watching, and bye for now.